This meeting is being recorded. If any other persons present are doing the same, you must notify the chairperson at this time. That would be me. Anybody else recording, you have to let me know. I'm not seeing anybody jump up and down or wave at me. Okay. So again, we'll take up Patriot Care in a minute. We have, Peter, I don't know if you heard me before. We have a request for continuance on 347 Wells Street to the December meeting. So I'm inclined to grant that. Is there any objection?
Not for me.
David?
No objection.
Where's David? There you are. Okay, not Jim?
Nope.
No objection.
Okay, then we're going to grant that.
Excuse me, if you don't mind. I have a quick question. Is there a reason why it's been continued? Is that something you can share, or?
No, they asked for continuance. They're allowed to ask for continuance. My
Right.
understanding is they don't have all their information to the planning board yet. So, to make this formal, we have to take a roll call vote. So we're going to go down the line.
I make a motion.
Yeah, go ahead.
I make a motion that we accept the request of the applicant Dmitry Darmanchev to continue the hearing from tonight's meeting until December
12th, 10th, I think.
December 10th, 2020.
Yeah. And I see Deb seconded that.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Motion's been made and seconded. It's a motion to continue. There's no debate. So we'll go down the line. Deb Jilks?
Here.
No, this would be a yes or a no.
Oh, yes. Continuance. Yes. Sorry.
That's fine. David Singer?
Yes.
Peter Wozniak?
Yes.
Jim Wynn?
Yes.
And Mark Maloney's a yes. Okay. So for everybody who's here for the 347 Wells Street, we'll see you in a month. We're not dealing with that tonight. They have to, I believe, go to the planning board first sometime in December too. Just so you know, we do have copies of all correspondence. So if you have sent a letter to the planning office about 347 Wells Street, we have a copy of that, and that will be read into the record then. Okay? So now we're running a little late for 7 p.m. Bob Meyerson is here, I think.
Yes.
Hopefully
Yes, I'm here.
Left. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So in a minute, Bob, I know you've been at these before. This is a little awkward the way we have to do it, but so in a minute, I'll have the clerk read the notice of hearing. After that's done, the board will introduce itself, the members sitting, and then you'll introduce yourself. Where did your picture go? There you go.
I'm right here.
All right. And then you will tell us what you want to do, where you want to do it, why you want to do it. From time to time, the board may have questions. After a go round, it's pretty straightforward. But anyways, after we get some answers, we'll open it up to public comment. Public comment is public comment. It is not a Q&A. After that, if the board has any further questions, we'll ask those. Once the board's questions are answered, we're satisfied, we will take it under discussion. We will vote tonight, one way or another. From the time the board votes, once the board votes, it will be, it will go to Eric. He will type it up and file it with the city clerk. Whoever has their mic on, mute it, please. Once it's filed with the city clerk, there is a 20-day appeal period in which anybody who feels aggrieved by the actions of the board can appeal to a higher court. After the 20-day appeal period, if nobody, hey Jim.
Yes.
Do you have a mic in your computer?
I should be muted.
All right. Well, you're getting feedback from the phone, so just so you know. After the 20-day appeal period, then you can go ahead with whatever we say you can go ahead with. So Mr. Meyerson, you understand that?
It looks like he's also himself on the video, plus he is also calling user number 4. And so that adds to the feedback that we're hearing, the double hearing him.
Thank you. All right, so Mr. Meyerson, you got all that?
Are you saying that I'm also on 4? I thought I had.
Oh, no, we think it's one of ours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got all that. No, I understand that. I've done this with you a few times, so I understand how how it works. So thank you for doing that.
So basically, I'm going to let people know when they can talk, and I'll mute them if they can't. And we will go down the line in order for questions, and that's how we'll deal with a motion. Okay. So now that everybody understands that, Jim, we lost you on. All right, yeah, you're on like twice, buddy. So Jim Nguyen, can you read the notice of hearing, please?
He's muted.
You have to unmute. If you can't, just send up a flare or something, and we'll figure it out. Where's Peter? Peter, we'll have Peter read it. Can you read the notice of hearing?
Just a second.
Yep.
It's an application of Patriot Care Corporation for property located at 7 Legion Avenue, Assessors Map 58, Lot 5, which is located in the Central Commercial Zoning District for a special permit pursuant to sections 200-7.17 and 200-8.3 of the zoning ordinance in order to allow a change in the hours of operation from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days per week at this location.
Okay, thank you. And the members of the board sitting are,
David Singer.
let's go down the line. Deb, you first.
Debbie Jokes.
David,
David Singer.
Peter Wozniak.
James, Jim Nguyen, he's there somewhere. Yep, I heard you. And Mark Maloney and Mr. Meyerson, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll try to keep it.
You have
Can I
to,
just interrupt for a second?
hey, no one else should be talking right now. Mr.
It's
Meyerson.
Julia Hopkins. I'm also a board member now, so.
Yeah, Julia, you're not sitting on this case though, because we have all 5 regular members here. So, okay. Okay, Mr. Meyerson, you have to identify who you are with.
Okay, my name
You're-
is Bob Mayerson. I'm representing Patriot Care. Tonight, I've been with Patriot Care from the beginning. I've come before. I think I know I've met most of you anyway over the years. As you know, we currently hold 2 special permits with the city of Greenfield. One for our medical dispensary, which opened in April of 2018, and the special permit is for the adult use portion of the dispensary, and that opened in April of 2019. We've had a very I think we've operated well and compliantly, and during that whole time, and we believe during that time we've had no negative impact on the neighborhood. In fact, I think we've only heard positive things from the neighbors around. We took an area of the parking lot that used to be very dark, and I think with our presence there, we've made a nice positive difference there, especially with the building as well. What we're requesting tonight is simply to modify the operating hours, as you said, in both special permits. They both were made, consistent with each other, so they both currently allow us to stay open until 7 p.m. And we're asking for both special permits to be allowed to be open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The reason for this is that we've heard comments from a number of from patients and from as well as from adult use consumers that they just simply can't get to us in time, and we feel that by allowing ourselves to be open later, we'll be able to better serve our customers. It's kind of as simple as that. And I do know from a I do believe, and I don't have them in front of me. You would know better than I would, but my understanding is that at least one of the other groups that has gotten a host agreement from the city, and that I think has your zoning board approval on Davis Street, is allowed to be open until 9 p.m. So it's consistent with what you've allowed other group, at least another group to be approved for in the same district as we're in. So it's as simple as that. And rather than talk more, I'll be happy to answer any questions people might have.
Yeah, can you hold on 1 second? I just have to look at something here. Okay.
All right, Jim, I'm back in via phone.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so questions from the board, and again, we'll go down the line here. Deb,
I don't have any questions at this time.
and David, you're muted, I think. Do I have to? There you go.
I need to be heard. No questions, thank you.
Okay. Peter.
I have no questions at this point.
Okay, and Jim.
I'm just curious what the number of foot traffic is between 5 and 6 and 6 and 7 right now.
Okay, go ahead, Bob.
I don't have our traffic. I do know. I don't have that. I don't have our foot traffic, or it's actually foot and car traffic actually coming. Most people drive to us. I don't know the traffic. I don't have those numbers in front of me.
Well,
I
you
do
got.
know
You have
we
a
get our
sense.
busiest times of the day tend to be, sort of around lunch hour and then towards the end of the day, as people try to get to us after work.
Okay. Yeah, foot traffic or traffic period would help, I guess. Of course, you referenced earlier in your statement another vendor, right? Jesus.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, now,
Can you?
This-
Yeah. My understanding from speaking with Eric was that the group at 51, I think it's 51 Davis Street, was given permission to be. They haven't done anything yet, but they were given permission in their special permit to be open until 9 p.m.
right. I was actually talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were.
Oh no, that's okay.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's why these things are so much fun. Somebody else had busted in there. The point was, yes, they're in the same district, but each application is considered as a separate entity. So it depends on the particular circumstances. As I recall, when you guys were before us before, the discussion about hours of operation was taking into account the fact that you're abutters of a large apartment building that caters toward the seniors. So that was the 7 o'clock. I think at the time you had asked for 8. Honestly, I can't recall right now, but so just we'll take that into consideration. Now, Emily Lash, Esquire.
Yeah. Hi. I'm the newest.
Are you part of the applicant's crew?
I am not. I am the newest appointed by the mayor of the Greenfield Planning Committee. And I just wanted to let.
Okay. So we'll let you talk in a minute along in public comment section, okay? But I want to make sure the board has all its questions answered first. So hold on.
Mr. Chair, Peter Wozniak.
Yeah, Peter, go ahead.
My recollection is that for the other applicants, I don't believe we approved operating hours on Sunday to 9 o'clock at night. Maybe we did other times, but I don't remember us agreeing that on a Sunday would have whoever we came in was going to be open till 9.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. And I that's my understanding. But whatever. We can figure that out. Okay. So any other questions from the board right now? Seeing none, I'm not hearing anything from Jim. Okay. So then we will move on to public comment. So public comment. Anybody who has a comment on the application of Patriot Care to alter their permit to allow 9 to 9, 7 days a week. Now's the time. And what we'll do is you'll just have to wave at me or somehow signal that you have a comment to make. So, Emily Lash, Esquire, you're up first.
Hi, it's Emily Esch. No worries. So my only point is that the governor of Massachusetts recently issued an order stating that bars are only able to offer drinks to patrons up to 9:45 at night. And so, in keeping with the fact that cannabis recreational use is legal to participants in Massachusetts up until 9:45 at night, I am in support of having the extended hours until 9 p.m., which are adjacent to the governor's orders of 9:45 p.m. of ending liquor services at local bars.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else for public comment? Now's the time. We have a few call-ins that, no? Going once? You have to identify yourself. Oh, and you have to tell us where you live. Sorry, Emily, you have to tell us where you live.
No worries. I live in at 46 Kenwood Street in Greenfield, Massachusetts.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else for public comment? Okay. Then we'll close the public comment on the application of Patriot Care for 7 Legion Ave at 7:26 p.m. What? There's something obscuring my screen, and I don't know what to do about it. Okay. Not now. We'll do it. All right. No, I got it. We're all set. Okay. So, any other questions from the board for Mr. Mayerson? No. Mr. Mayerson, anything else you want to say to the board before we take it under consideration?
No, I would just say that I heard the comment about the Sunday hours, and I would just say if you felt the need to accommodate, make it consistent, that we would be fine with that. But that would be the only additional thing I would say that I would add into it. I would also say that at that point, at that time of the night, we're not really competing for parking in the back at all. So it's not. I don't think it's any additional drain on the ability of the lot to handle. As I meant to mention that earlier, so I'll just leave it at that for now.
Yeah, that's okay. That didn't really come up. How about we talk a little bit about my point earlier, from your perspective with the neighbors, the abutters in the mill house.
We've heard nothing from them since we've been open, so we've had no negative comments from them, certainly. And I think I don't know if you have gotten anything from them, but we have not heard anything negative. And I met with the mayor. I met with the current mayor, and I met with the previous mayor a number of times to find out if there were any things they were hearing anything. And I've heard nothing. I heard nothing from Eric. So I did not reach out to them because I assumed everything was we would have heard otherwise. Because typically, if there's something people are not happy about, they let you know it. And we've only had good comments from the abutters and from our neighbors. So I'm not. So I do think that I do remember that conversation, a long time ago. But if you recall back at the very beginning too, we were this whole world of what it would look like was very new to not just was new to the state, new to the city, and we were kind of breaking ground for what was to come. And so we were very conservative, I think, in terms of the hours we were looking for, willing to do that. But we're finding we're finding demand for us to be open longer, and so that's why we're here.
Okay, so what are the current hours? 9 to 7.
Well, we're those are the allowed hours. We don't always.
What days? What days?
I'm sorry,
What days? What days of the week?
are we open? We're open 7 days a week.
Right. So you're looking for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Is what you're
We're
saying?
looking for the ability. Yes, I'm sorry if I interrupted you, but
No.
we won't necessarily be open for the 12 hours, but we want to have the flexibility to do that as needed.
Okay. And you're gonna come back in another year and want to stay open till 10 or 11? I guess the question is really outside of not wanting somebody else to have more hours than you, what is there factually that makes you think or makes you feel that you need those later hours? I mean, is it just you've got a line outside and when you guys close, you still have a line outside, that kind of thing?
Well, it's the number of it's cars that drive up after we close. And our request has nothing to do with the fact that another group has later hours. It has to do entirely with what we believe is our customer and patient demand, a request for being open longer. I was simply bringing up the other group as a matter of just saying that granting this for us would not be inconsistent, but I understand each one stands on its own. I'm not telling you how to do what you do. I only brought it up for reference, not because, and that's not the primary driver at all for us as to why we're asking for this.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's important to know. Yeah,
Going back to what you asked me. You asked me, am I going to come back in a year? I don't expect to. I'm sorry.
You don't think so? Okay.
No, I don't expect to.
Now, when you guys first approached us, the medical marijuana was legal, and then it was a year later that they made retail. I think, right? So
well, actually,
I guess my question to you is, now that retail is legal also, is there any difference in how you handle the customers?
Well, the state law the Cannabis Control Commission and the regulations promulgated by them require us to have separate lines. So we have separate lines, we have separate inventory, and we're required to make available that inventory on a priority basis to our medical patients first, and then adult use customers second. But when you come into the facility, when you look outside, it looks like it's one line, but once you get inside, it separates. There's two separate lines by law that we have to have inside.
Okay. All right.
And I would just like to comment as an attorney who does this for her living.
Okay. You know what? This is a board hearing. The public comment section has been opened. You spoke then and it was closed. There's no more comment from the public at this point. This is for board questions and answers to the board. Okay? So that's it. Now, any other questions from the board? Mr. Mayerson, anything else you want to add?
Sorry, no, I was trying to hit the wrong thing. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so since this is all we're dealing with, let's roll right into it. So now discussion for the board on the before we do that, I guess I will ask, I was a little confused about the two separate lines. That's been clarified for me. Is everybody else on the board good on that? Yeah, David nodding, I'm nodding, Peter's nodding. Jim, are you nodding? The other thing, right, we forgot the correspondence. Jim, do you have the correspondence? I'm hoping you get the correspondence. I don't think there was a whole lot.
There were two.
Okay, do you have them in front of you, David?
I do, yes.
Okay.
There's
Jim,
three, actually.
stop looking. Let David read it. Go ahead, Dave.
He nodded his head.
Yes.
To the Zoning Board of Appeals from the Planning Board, October 13th, 2020, on this particular application. At its meeting on October 8th, 2020, the Planning Board reviewed the above referenced application by Palumpsis and by Allen and voted 3-0, 1 abstention, Potter and abstained, to forward a positive recommendation to the ZBA on the application of Patriot Care Corp. for property located at 7 Legion Avenue, Assessors Map 58, Lot 55, which is located in the Central Commercial CC zoning district for modification of the special permit approved on July 26, 2018, pursuant to sections 200-717 and 200-8.3 of the zoning ordinance, in order to allow a change in the hours of operation from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days per week at this location. The board had no issues with this request.
Yeah. What was the other one?
There's two of them. One's from the fire prevention office and one's from the engineering superintendent.
Let me guess.
On the,
no issues.
I guess.
No issues with anything.
Yeah, fire prevention said no issue.
Fire prevention said no issue. They checked the box though. And engineering superintendent checked the box and said, and said no issue.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I'm looking at the other comments.
Nope.
Yeah. Everything
No
else has
comments.
to do with the 347 wells. So,
Correct.
okay. That's fine.
Don't get confused.
No, I know. All right. So everything being everything, I would kind of like to know why the one person abstained, but it doesn't really matter for us. All right. So let's go down. Sorry, David.
I said I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Right. So let's go down the line here. We'll start with Deb. Anything for discussion?
No, nothing for discussion, no.
Okay. And no further questions for Mr. Mayerson?
No.
Okay. David?
Thank you. I don't think my decision has to do with what other shops have been allowed. If there were complaints in the neighborhood, of course, I would take that in consideration. But I did appreciate what Emily said about, the contribution that this establishment provides to the retail business in town. And I don't see any reason to say no. There's no material change in the neighborhood that I could see by extending the hours. So my vote is going to be yes.
Okay. Peter?
I have no additional discussion or questions.
Okay. Jim?
No additional questions.
Okay. Then somebody want to make a motion?
I will. I make a motion to approve the application of Patriot Care Corp. for property located at 7 Legion Avenue, Assessors Map 58, Lot 5, which is located in the Central Commercial Zone, zoning district for 7.17 and 200-8.3 of the zoning ordinance, in order to allow a change in the hours of operation from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days per week at this location.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right. Deb seconded. Any further discussion? Jim? Okay. Seeing none, hearing none. We have to, it's a roll call.
Yep, take a roll call.
Yep. So we'll go down the line. Deb Jokes?
Yes,
David
I
Singer?
agree to go forward.
Yes. Okay. David Singer?
Yes.
Okay. Peter Wozniak?
Yes.
Jim Nguyen?
Yes.
Yes. And I'm abstaining, so it's declared a majority of 4. So, Mr. Mayerson, you heard all the stuff before. Talk to Eric beginning of next week, realistically.
Yeah.
He might have it tomorrow, but I doubt he'll file it tomorrow.
Clarify one thing. I'm not sure if I heard the motion properly. You did the hours for both special permits, correct? For both
Yeah,
medical.
yeah, it's the same motion.
Okay, I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that they were both covered. I heard it different. I heard it. I wasn't sure the way I heard it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep, it's all good.
Whoa, it's for both. It's both
Yeah.
permits. Okay.
Both permits. That's why we said permits. Right. Yes. So you're covered. You're good.
Thank you very much.
So,
I appreciate
all right.
your time.
Good luck,
Thank
I
you.
guess. Whatever.
I'm
Okay.
going to sign off.
All right. Yeah, you can sign off. That's fine. Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
All right. So 347 Wells, we'll deal with that December 10th. Can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes from September 10th, 2020, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
All right. Peter's made the motion. Is there a second? David, is that you
Second.
or Jim?
Yeah.
Jim, somebody second. That's fine. It's all
Oh,
good.
it's David.
Okay. Any
So the
discussion
ones-
on the minutes? I know it's hard for everybody to not talk over each other. Any discussion on the minutes? No?
No.
Okay. Then all those in favor say aye.
Oh,
No. Aye.
Aye.
I wrote no.
Oh, okay. So you were just being a goof. All right. That's fine.
I was going to say David.
All right. Thank you. All right. So that's good. We have
No,
no
I
other
was
correspondence.
roll call, but
Oh,
I have a question.
right. So we'll do the roll call on the minutes, unless David is your question apropos to the minutes.
No, my question, no, it's not apropos to the minutes, but a roll call
All right,
I thought was
Let's
appropriate.
get the minutes done first then. All right. So
Sure.
we're voting on approval of the minutes. Deb Jokes,
Yes.
David Singer. David Singer. Are you approving the minutes?
Yes,
Okay. Peter Wozniak.
yes. Yes,
Jim
I
Nguyen.
am.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm a yes. All right. So the minutes are all set, taken care of.
I
Okay.
should
now
tape
David.
this whole meeting because this is like, this is fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm enjoying it so much.
I really don't want to relive it.
Thank you. David,
Hey,
do you
Mark.
have a question?
URL sites were never sent out. I got a million emails from Eric, no address for where the meeting was tonight.
Yeah, the only place I found it was actually on the meeting notes from last week, or the meeting agenda for today. There was nothing to click on. You had to manually type it all in.
Yeah, it wouldn't
Okay.
accept it.
All right. Yeah. No, I mean, I had a hard time getting it started, so I don't know. We'll figure that out.
We'll do better next time.
Yeah. So there will be a meeting on there will be a meeting on the 10th. Yeah, which will deal with 347. I believe there's something else too. I can't remember what right now. And Julia, are you there? Is she
Yeah,
there?
she's just muted.
Right, you need to unmute, or do I need to unmute her? I don't know.
No, it just takes a second sometimes to find the right button.
Yeah, it seems slower than the last time we did this. I don't know why. Why not? Okay. Yeah, David, go ahead.
Well, it has to do with, I think, what you were just doing. It's my understanding that we have one and maybe two new zoning members because Walter Boyd, I believe, was approved as a zoning member. And
Yep.
yet our website does not list him as a member. And in the communications this week, he was not included in the emails. So I'm wondering if we could be good about that and include everybody. And I would like to meet Julia. So I hope she gets unmuted so I can say, hi, Julia. How are you? Welcome to the zoning board.
Is Julia unmuted?
Yes, she is.
Can you, is there a specific way to unmute?
No, you're unmuted now, so
Oh, okay.
I think you're all right. All right. So, yes, Julia is a new alternate, and Walter Boyd is also a new alternate. So if anybody, if David's hit by lightning or somebody hops a freight train for the West Coast, then our alternates, we have alternates to sit, which is nice. Julia, have you talked to Eric about getting the zoning book and all the other stuff yet?
Getting the what?
The zoning manual?
We get a manual? Cool.
Yes.
I have not received a manual.
Oh,
No.
Okay, so what we'll do is make sure that you and Walter both get those. And then there's some training you have to do. You have time to do it, but I'm not sure how it's state required stuff now. I'm not sure how often they're running the seminars, but I'm sure they're doing it online. So the other thing is we'll make sure that you both are on the email list. Okay. And then we can talk before our next meeting.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
I think that's all.
Welcome, Julia.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Welcome from everybody. And Julia, do you have video on your computer, or do you have to only call by phone?
No, I have video. I tried to click, for some reason the WebEx app just wasn't working on my computer tonight, but I will play around with it so that I can send my video.
No, that's fine. It seems everybody was having problems tonight, so don't. It wasn't just you. Okay, so that's it. So now, wait. Julia, did you get the package for tonight?
I did. I got it in the mail. Yep. And then I was also on the emails regarding the letters for the Wells Street
Yep.
location.
Okay. All right, that's fine. We'll eventually get something else from the planning board on that, but not until December. So just want to make sure everybody is current with what we have. Okay, then I think we're good, and I'm going to, without objection, adjourn the meeting at 7:46 p.m.
I object.
Do you? Remember, you're being recorded there, fella. Okay, so everybody take good care of yourselves and keep an eye on your inbox. And if you don't get anything by the first week of December, let me know. Okay?
All right, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving. I don't know how everyone's going to celebrate this year, but I hope it's a good one.